Okay, so if you've ever produced a piece of photo art that is photorealistic, of course, or you just found a photo that you'd like to make a little bit more artistic, a bit more concept art-like, then in this tutorial, I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way that you can create this effect in Photoshop. Hey guys, you're watching Dowski, the place to be to develop your creative skills, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can take essentially any photo or any piece of photo art you've created and turn it into something that looks a bit more like concept art. Now this is kind of like a little bit of a cheat, a little bit of a hack, but there is a filter in Photoshop that we can use to do this pretty quickly and easily, and I'm going to show you what that is right now. So we'll jump to the screen and we're now in Photoshop, and you can see I have an image on screen. This is actually a piece of photo art that I did, I think about a year ago now. It's getting quite old, this one, but you could do this with any photo you like, and I've been doing this effect recently, so I had to show you this. So first of all, I'm just going to zoom in super close. This is actually a 4K composite that I did, and if you would like to download this, you could maybe use it as a wallpaper if you want, or you could just follow along with this tutorial. I will link the 4K version of this artwork in the description so you can have a go yourself. Okay, so you can see we have some of the facial detail here. We've got some noise and skin detail and lots of other particles and bits of dirt and all sorts of things. So I'm going to zoom in super close so you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is double click on this layer and make this an actual layer. So I'll call this layer. Oh, that's really unoriginal. We'll call this elephant. No, we'll call it fluffy elephant, just because the layer names I come up with in these videos are so boring. We're going to go fluffy elephant just for no particular reason. Now what I'm going to do with my fluffy elephant layer is right click this and go to convert to smart object. Now we've talked about smart objects many times before, millions of benefits. The main one in this example being that we can add this effect we're going to do, this filter, and then we can edit it if we want to. So it's not going to be permanent or anything. So we now have our smart object indicated by this little icon here on the thumbnail of the layer. And we can now go up to filter and down to stylize. Now, if you're on an older version of Photoshop, it might not be located here. It might actually be up here in this section. If you can't find it at all anywhere, I'm sorry, you may need an upgrade to Photoshop, but I'm on CC 2019. And in Stylize, we have oil paint. And if I click this, you can see it brings up this window here. I'll just pop this to one side. Now we can turn on preview, turn it off and back on. And you can also click around here and then you get a preview of certain parts. So if you wanted to just have a look at a certain part of the face without actually having a full preview on, depending on the power of your computer, you can also do that. So the two bars that we're going to focus on in this video is stylization and cleanliness. So if I crank this up and I turn on scale, bristle detail and lighting, when it loads, which it won't because I haven't turned on preview, let's turn that on. You can see if I crank this up and I crank the lighting up, we go full oil paint. I've done a video on this before. We don't want that for this tutorial. So we're going to turn off lighting, and then that affects the bristle detail and the scale. So we're just going to focus on these top two sliders, stylization and cleanliness. So you can see as I bring this up with preview turned on, it literally does that. It makes it very much more stylized. Now we don't want some of the detail and the lighting textures and everything and the bristle detail that does come with oil painting, but we do want to make this look a bit more paint-like, a bit more like a piece of concept art. And we can bring up the cleanliness. You can see if I go from 0 to 10, it looks literally like a painted smudge of nothing. If you want something like that, great. But you can adjust this, and this will depend on the size of your image. Although if you're following along with this exact example from the video description, you should get something fairly similar. And we can bring the stylization down. So I usually find it's a case of tinkering with this until you find something that you're happy with. So you can see the hair in particular looks quite different here. We can turn this off and we can see we've gone from photorealistic to concept art. And this is something that I like doing personally, because a lot of the photo art that I create, like I love doing it, but I also love concept art. I've got like mad respect for concept artists who produce these beautiful pieces of work. And for me, this is like the final step in a piece of art. I'm able to just take my piece of art that is like photo art essentially, and looks photorealistic, and just give it that like little artistic feel to make it look a little bit more concept arty in places, even if it's really, really subtle. So for me personally, I keep my stylization and my cleanliness fairly low, and even if it's something as simple as that for me just makes the difference. So what I'm going to do now is click OK, and you can see because this is a smart object, of course, we have it listed, we can double click to go back and edit it, or we can just drag this to the trash and we can turn it back off and on again. So smart objects, amazing, please use them. But you can see that we do have this weirdness here. So when you have a lot of detail and grains with this effect, this filter, it does tend to cause a lot of problems. And I chose this example because this is a particularly bad example. Some parts like the hair and some of the face and the lips, it looks fantastic. Other parts, not so much. What we can do to get around this though, is we can actually add a layer mask from the bottom of the layers panel. And then with masks, of course, black will brush and remove from the mask, white will bring back in. So I've got my brush tool selected. We're going to grab that soft round pressure opacity brush that we always use. And from the color picker, I'm just going to select black. So all the way in the bottom left hand corner. Now you can do this with 100% opacity, but for me personally, I like to bring this down. So we could go for something like 50. And just adjust the brush size, not like that. So I'm just going to bring this one down. Now you can see here when I brush this away, it does actually remove and just leave the transparency showing through. So what we need to actually do first is we'll duplicate this layer. And then we're just going to take the oil paint off. So we literally have the original image. So we've got the original image here, then we have our oil paint on top. So when we actually click on our layer mask, and we just use that 50% opacity brush, I'm just single clicking here with a mouse. You can also do this with a graphics tablet if you have one. You can see in a few select places where it looks particularly bad, I'm just bringing in some of the original texture. And I can just brush down here like so. Just going to do this really quickly. You can of course spend a lot longer on your one. Just in the parts where it looks a bit funny. There we go. We'll do that on the hand. And you could spend much longer doing this just to find all of those kind of problem areas. And then if I go back up here, now what I could do is hold down Shift and click on the mask. It will hide the mask, do the same again, and it will show it. So that's a really good way of just previewing what something looks like without the mask for a moment. So I'll just hold Shift and click. You can see that looks pretty bad, but then we've kind of cleaned it up. And you can see that we still get that nice concept art look across the rest of the design. So there we go. There's a really quick way that you can use the oil paint filter to kind of stylize your photos or your photo art a little bit more and just make it a little bit more artistic, a little bit more like concept art. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you do have any questions or comments, please do drop them down below. But as always, like this video if you enjoyed it. Take care and I'll see you next time.